not just dreaming big, but taking a step towards change. Speaking of change, we have an environment and a climate that is changing left, right, and center, and we're busy trying to preserve and protect our environment and obviously fight climate change. That is the focus of the entire world. Kenya is part of the entire world. That is a reality that has been key in this country, hence why we plant trees on the day set aside for planting trees. Obviously, not all of you do, because the night before you're partying, but hopefully from next year, we'll be waking up after the party and planting those trees. It is for the future, because it's not about just now. It's about tomorrow. We may not be here tomorrow, but our children definitely will. Someone will. Can it be sustainable? Can we enjoy today and ensure tomorrow there's an opportunity? Yes, indeed, we can. And that is not down to the environment ministries and organizations. It's down to every single one of us and how we use things in the environment and how we protect it, including our sports personalities. I want you to keep that in mind as you also keep this in mind. There is nothing more frustrating than knowing that there's a trial and we go to the stadia and no one is filling up those stadia. But for other reasons, tumejaza, study. Think about that. Names that go to those trials, you go anywhere else in the world, they can't walk the streets without autographs and people just swarming around them. Why don't we do the same here? Perhaps it's because we have been living in a bubble where we think, let's just focus on sports. What about entertainment? What about arts? What about the creative economy? Who said these things are mutually exclusive? I dare say they desire, need, and depend on each other. But who am I? How about this? How about you wait by the end of this morning? You'll understand that SOYA has been looking into the future and partnering up with Homeboyz Entertainment PLC. They have decided that what you see, the rest of the world has big numbers thronged to the NFL for the halftime show in spite of the fact that they don't know about the sport. Or even bigger, an NBA Finals where the entertainments and big name artists come through. Creative economy, the arts and sports go hand in hand, and that reality is not lost on the 254. That's where we start off. No truer words have been spoken, and that's why we put our feet where our mouths are. Let's welcome the man who plays not games, but with words, Dominion. This is a spoken word artist coming on stage. A round of applause as we show you how sports and the arts go hand in hand. A quick one. Welcome, Dominion.
Thank you so much.
From Mexico with Love, El Torres People Awards Choice. You have been creating waves, and now you come into an event where they are thinking not just sports, but creative and obviously arts, the economy, bringing them together. What's the key thing for you here?
If you look at me, you can obviously tell I'm from the Rift, and I used to run back in high school in Iten, St. Patrick's. And this stands close to my heart because nowadays, aside from the fact that I am not on track, chasing medals, I'm still on stage and I'm chasing metaphors. And we're still bringing medals in the same regard. So cheers to that.
Well, bring it home, Dominion.
Thank you so much. Someone left a funny comment on one of my TikToks. Said, wenzako wakifukuza medals unaweka chini. And I used to think about that a lot. So, for those who don't get it, it says when colleagues are chasing medals, you're chasing points. That's where we come in. And this is what I have for you. I've been thinking a lot about my childhood lately. Africa raised me. I have seen sunsets so red you would think the continent is bleeding. My childhood was filled with music and we danced to its tunes with the trees and the birds. The heavens, all gazings filled our wet leather shoes as we hugged the tree trunks like bundles of splendid it's like you're kissing Mother Earth to bless her broken soul. And we used to run. If you wanted chicken for dinner, you'd run. If you wanted to go to school, you'd run. If your father called your name more than twice, you had to do more than run. And so I was surprised when I turned 12 and realized the world gives medals for it. And it made me think about running. Isn't it the most poetic thing? When the human body refuses to believe it has limits right now, there's a young boy with a pair of old Nikes in his armpits running in a muddy field to his open arms of a young grandmother so that her life in the farm is a bit more bearable. Isn't that poetry? I've been thinking a lot about my childhood lately. I was raised in Iten. To us, great people and greatness is an ordinary Tuesday. We have seen women build lungs strong enough to carry entire continents on their backs. The air is thinner. Dreamers like me breathe harder. And that's why we had to breathe harder. When names like Kiptum and Tirop that made it to record books didn't make it home, we had to breathe harder. When our brothers in the valley ran from bullets to get to schools, we had to breathe harder. When young Gen Zs ran into bullets, we have to breathe harder. When our government runs our country into debt because of the economy, now we are playing a different game. Hide and seek. We hide ourselves in prayers and seek memes, hide ourselves in prayers, then seek God. And sometimes it feels like God is hiding because he's sick of us. An entire nation's hiding in the closet, and I've caught you. We put white powder on our faces, a metaphor. Behind the mask, it's our own people haunting us. We are the white walkers, the warm-blooded icicles with hearts darker than nightclubs, chasing men into coffins. And I am tired of writing about running like that. Like it is not the most poetic thing on earth. Like it hasn't brought us more glory than greed ever will. I was raised in Iten. I have seen women build lungs strong enough to carry entire continents on their backs. I want to stop writing about running like that. When it becomes harder to breathe, run to me, and I will hold your hands, and we will have tea. Cheers.
Wow. Dominion, dominating those few minutes with a reality check that we all needed. And I saw some of the ladies clock it. Yeah, still keeping in touch with that. But what a powerful spoken word. And you can see by captivating you, whether it's that final 200-meter dash as you scream out fate's name, or the dead silence as you're hung on every single word Dominion said. Sports and the creative economy go hand in hand. But that's just a teaser. How about we start it all off? And for that, we have to ask a man who's been the cartel of the SOYA Awards from the inception to this very moment, helped build it, cartel in a good way, you can put a smile on your faces, ladies and gentlemen, helped build it throughout, has fought battles to ensure that it survives, not one, not two, not three, keep counting until you're tired of me, and you'll probably be at 18, still 19, 20, 21, and now 22 years. Older than some of our children. That is resilience. It can only happen for an event if it is credible, trustworthy, and real, independent in its choosing. And he has overseen that alongside Simon Chebon and, of course, the good doctor who will be coming up on stage a bit later on, Tergat. Round of applause for a man who walks silently but is loud when it counts. Kaplich Baristos is coming up. A round of applause as he comes up. This is the SOYA coordinator. Good morning.
Thank you, Chikolawe. I didn't know you are also a poet. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chikolawe. I didn't know you are also a poet. That's why I was being cheeky a little while ago when I was welcoming you and saying, Chick Lawi. Chikolawi, let's give a round of applause to Chikolawi, our good MC. The SOYA team that are here, can you please stand up? I asked Harriet earlier, where is my baby girl, Gloria, and he told me she's out. Yeah. These are the Simon Chebon, is our head of secretariat. Baisi is the chairman of the panel. You raise your hand. Then they have the youngsters, Harriet and Gloria, who are pushing us and saying, look, you now have gray hair. Can you stand aside so that we can show you this thing? Well, let's clap for them, please. Thank you very much. 22 years ago, I don't know, it was around March, the legend Paul Tergat and I walked to Safaricom headquarters, straight up to the offices of Michael Joseph, and we told him we are here to present a proposal to you to sponsor an athletics award. That time there was no recognition at all in the industry for sports and even our legends and our runners and our boxers and swimmers. And he looked at us and said, oh, Paul Tergat, how are you? And you know, those of you who know Michael Joseph, he would, in a sentence, he would use about 5 swear words in one sentence. But that time he was a bit constrained. Yeah, welcome. And then he said, okay, so athletics award. Michael Joseph had a bit of South African accent. But why? Why can't you just say all sports? And I will sign the damn check here now. And he did. And we told him, yes, go ahead, and he did. And that began the story of SOYA. It has been ups and downs for the last 21 years. It has been so fulfilling. Then, probably that was the only sponsorship that came from the smallest budget dedicated to sports, Lois from CDN. There was no market, there was no budget for sports in the year 2000, 2001, 2000, for big corporates like yours. They were just doing their advertising here and there, nothing dedicated to sports. And today, I am sure you all know, the sector, especially the corporates, spend billions in sports marketing. So SOYA has done its own small contribution in nurturing the industry for those 21 years. Along the way, we picked other institutions, Communication Authority, Huawei, NSSF, Pipeline, National Bank, and they have supported us throughout those years. SOYA went to Mombasa County, went to Western Kenya, Kakamega, and then came back home in Nairobi. All the greats in this country in terms of whom you know, the Danford brothers, the swimmers, who have been recognized in SOYA, your Kipchoge, Faith, even Catherine the Great. And then, of course, the one seated next to me, Henry Wanyoike. Let's clap for him. He'll say something later. Visually impaired athlete, but a great one, who has traversed this country and the global stage. All the cities, London, Paris, Berlin, name it. Wanyoike has sprinted there. Sometimes sprinting, he has to pull his guide, I think the name is guide. He had to pull the guide to catch up with him because Wanyoike is just pulling ahead. What am I saying? These SOYA awards have inspired grassroots sports. Everyone who has been most promising ended up being the actual overall sports winner, woman and man, teams, both women and soccer, rugby, like I said, swimming. So it's an all sports award that has grown in leaps and bounds. 21 years later, Paul calls me sometime back, a month or 3 weeks ago, and says, Kaplich, why don't we try something new? Then I know Gna Gloria have been telling him, when are we doing better in this thing of yours called SOYA? Then he says, I have been meeting Mike Rapar, and why don't we step up this game and have some collabo with the Homeboyz now that they have created a niche in the creative economy and also entertainment, and see whether SOYA can go regional, SOYA can serve better the interests of Generation Z and Alpha. And that is what we have welcomed you here today to witness. An acceleration of a journey that started 21 years ago, now going 22, and see if God can help us envision the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, and see the birth of SOYA Academy. The objectives of SOYA, as it was founded, is to identify talent at the grassroots, nurture it, and then turn back after you have found the most promising and you have nurtured and you have held and you have mentored. Then you take the ones who are beating the world stage, hoisting Kenya's flag high on stage, and recognize them and honor them, because these are our great flag bearers globally. So those have been the twin objectives of SOYA from the beginning. So now we want to see whether this can serve better the interests of the younger generation, who, even those who run, by the way, when they cross the line, the next thing you see them is on TikTok. Paul, were you anywhere on TikTok after running in Sydney? There was no such a thing at your time or at our time. But now, they not only train and break the sweat, the next thing they are updating, it's called updating, Paul. They are updating their status. I'm pulling your leg. They are updating their status. They are posting on TikTok, and so you get to know the whole story before even they Berlin. From there, on their statuses. So this is a different generation. And we should serve them better. We are thinking, and we have agreed that we partner at that level with Homeboyz and see whether we can take it to the next level. So, and already we are people who have believed in our dream of going forward. That is why Lois Mwangi is here from CDN. There is a representative from tourism board, I think, credit, bank, but there are other partners who will be unveiled from next week and the week after until we do the event on the 30th of, on the 10th of April. From last year, the Ministry of Sports has come on board as a key partner. So I'm happy that Madam Elizabeth is here to confirm to us what we already know, that they are going to be with us again this year, even as we honor our young people who are traversing the globe, raising our flag so high. So I will not come back on stage, so I want to really appreciate all of us for showing up and all of us for sharing this dream. Kinalin, Washira, who were there when we began SOYA so many years ago. I can see you have not lost the faith. Seated right at the back. Welcome. And Joy Mugweru, can see he has been running around, was telling me, Akulala usiku.
Henry Wanyoike, who was the first winner back in 2004, and Henry Wanyoike, who was the first winner back in 2004, and also Ndereba, as he is mentioned, but also in the crowd, Toti, who was part of the team of the year in that first edition, the Kenya Sevens. Good to have you here, an honor to have a man who's fought so hard for us. And a man who's always there to make it happen happens to be the man who was mentioned by Kaplich. It is the SOYA panel chair, Chris Mbaisi, coming on stage next to run us through what it takes, the process of choosing these winners, the importance of celebrating our athletes. And of course, if you don't know much about Chris Mbaisi, he's a silent man, always down to business, and was actually telling me just a few minutes ago that he and I need to start hitting the gym again.
You had to go there. I'm comfortable the way I am. It is difficult to talk after Kaplich has talked because I was meant to say what he has just said, and he went over and over and over again until I have nothing to tell this crowd. But I only say that I will talk about SOYA criteria of selection. We have a panel of judges, mostly editors and senior reporters. Some of them are not here. And what we do, they're from both print and electronic. Some of others seated here like Lynn and Shiko have been part of that panel before. And I think they all know what we do, including Elena Sifuna. I have not seen her. So there's a lot that goes in there, and we're already working at the moment. If you ask us tomorrow to give you the list of winners, I think we'll comfortably do that. All said and done, I think we have also had our challenges, like, for example, I talk about the timing. It's difficult to talk about, for example, something like Safari Rally at the moment, when we have had 2 editions. I'm saying this because I can see Shego around. It's difficult to talk about Safari Rally in March last year, when already we have completed this one here, but we had our challenges. The planned date happened to coincide with us on that. But looking at the structure of voting, I think the panel accounts for 60% and the public 40%, as it has been the norm in the past. So I'll go straight and talk about who is qualified to win any category in SOYA Awards. The performance is based on achievements between January and December of each year reviewed, and the performance that cuts across local, regional, and international. The winners must demonstrate outstanding performance in their discipline. They must also show consistent performance. For the most promising categories, I think the artists must display emerging talent and potential, which calls for the Kenya Academy of Sports, maybe to partner with that category. They must also exhibit discipline and integrity and serve as role models in their various categories. Must also demonstrate team spirit and strong team structure. We have around 13 categories, including the Hall of Fame here. We recognize retired personalities who have made significant and lasting contribution in sports and are regarded as role models. The most promising boy or girl, I think, awarded to young male and women. I'm combining the two. Athletes who have shown exceptional potential and emerging talent in their respective sports. We have the sportsman and woman with living with disability. Here we honor athletes with disability who have excelled in local, regional, or international competition, either individually or as part of the team. Sports Team of the Year, which Toti was part of when we started this, I think we award team that has delivered outstanding performance across any sport, overcoming challenges to achieve remarkable success. We have the sportsman and woman, which is the topmost. We recognize best overall male and female athletes based on performance and achievement. Remember, in 2004, we had Henry Wanyoike and Catherine Dereva starting the journey. And last year, we had Emmanuel Wanyonyi and Beatrice Chebet. So that is how it goes. And we also have the schools category, where we award the best school. And here we award schools teams that have excelled in competitions and demonstrated dominance and discipline in their category. Coach of the Year is also recognized, and also the school coach of the year. I think that is where we are at the moment. And I would just like to appeal, maybe sponsors for the school category. It's been very difficult to sell it, yet we have companies that associate with the young people, like Brookside. Of course, I mentioned Kenya Academy of Sports early. I think they can take up this, whatever, because this is the talent we are looking at. We don't really look at who has excelled, but who next. So schools provide that. So let us partner with them and make sure that we have the best for the future. Thank you.
Chris Homeboyz, very good friend of mine. Always great company and hard at work to ensure this award not only deals with today, but focuses on tomorrow. As you've heard, the sports in schools is a key part of this country. This is an opportunity for me, though, to recognize, as he pointed out, and as Kaplich pointed out, some of the partners who have come in and played a part and decided to be a part of the 22nd edition of the SOYA Gala. These partners include the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. They are here. Ms. Beth Wamalwa is around. Magical Kenya, I see Zuhura in the crowd. They have also come in to partner with these awards. Sanlam Allianz, New Revenue Solutions Africa, Zuhura Ogada in the house, Coca-Cola, and of course Credit Bank. And we cannot forget the lady who's already been mentioned, Ms. Lois Mwangi, who is here with Sidian Bank, who, just like SOYA, are noticing that it's not just about today, but you can own and should own tomorrow. She is the very one who is coming up now to give a speech, a very proud partner of SOYA Awards. Let's give her a round of applause. Head of Branches Sidian Bank, Ms. Lois Mwangi. One more round of applause. It is still International Women's Month. We can do that.
All right. Good morning. Thank you very much. As you've heard, my name is Lois Mwangi from Sidian Bank. On behalf of the management and the CEO and the entire team of our staff across our 50 branches across the country, we are very delighted to partner with SOYA in promoting sports as a business. So for us, we are not just looking at sports as an athlete or a rally or football. We are really looking at how do we begin to introduce financial inclusion to all those participants within the sports fraternity. And I like something I saw on the SOYA Academy around how do we transform the lives of the sports community into investors, into entrepreneurs, and how do we particularly support the young upcoming participants who are taking up different sports to actually begin to help them to look at sports as a business. How do we give them financial advice? How do we help them to save? How do we look at things like insurance to make sure that their lives are secure when they are on the race or when they are playing football, or that, they're just looking at this holistically as an ecosystem in their lives. So that is why we are delighted this morning as Sydian Bank to partner with Dr. Paul Tergat. When we heard that Dr. Tergat was in the building, and when we talked about the SOYA participation, we were very excited because we've been doing many forms of support to the sports fraternity on the ground activations. But now when we come to actually looking at an umbrella level to try and support the entire sports fraternity, we are very delighted, and we look forward to supporting this event today and in the future towards helping, all the partners who are working with you, Daktari, to be able to actually grow even in terms of their finances and various products and services that we offer as a bank. We are an SME bank. We are particularly delighted to support the young upcoming generation. We are particularly passionate about gender inclusivity when we are looking at the young men and women. I'm happy to hear, I forget his name, I'm happy to hear the athlete there next to you, Kaplich. Yeah, Dr. Banyoike, dealing with visiting over 2,000 schools to actually do sensitization to the young boys and girls who are in school, that they can actually take up sports as a career in their future. So this is what we are about, Sydian Bank. We are about innovation. We are about helping our young people to own tomorrow, but we help them to own tomorrow by starting investing today. So asante sana for agreeing to partner with Sydian Bank, and we look forward to taking this partnership to the next level in the coming days. Thank you very much.
Lois Mwangi. Another round of applause for her as I come up with our next guest, our next speaker. Thank you very much. This is a man that we all know, a man that the world knows, a man that is not just about talking the talk, but walking the walk. Henry Wanyoike, let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
We have had people from Sydian Bank, we have had some of the organizers of SOYA come up, and the question or the statement of focus has been thinking not just about today, but looking towards tomorrow. How do you see tomorrow when you're in the day today? You have to be able to see more than through your eyes. That has been the mantra of Henry Wanyoike. I have lost my sight, but not my vision. The man with a vision that will outlive us all, including him. Once again, round of applause for Henry Wanyoike.
Okay, thank you, MC. Thank you, everybody. And thanks so much for having me here as one of the beneficiaries of the Sportsman or Personality of the Year back in the year 2004. I really appreciate that Paul, who has been in the world of sport, he knows the pain, what we go through, the challenges we go through before you accomplish and you become a world beater or you become a hero in this world. So I really appreciate Paul and the SOYA team for what you are doing to recognize our champions, so that after the hard work, after spending many hours training, I see they have people who can be able to recognize that energy, that sweat, the resources they have spent before they accomplish to be what they are today. So we really appreciate that I have been able to achieve that award. And it was a great honor that after winning 2 gold medals in Athens, in 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters, I really appreciate that there was other people who are looking that achievement, and I really appreciate. So this has enabled me to be one of the most celebrated athletes in this Kenya and the whole world, in having the 3 world records still intact: 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters, and the marathon. It was just the other day I was challenging Kipchoge. He need to be blindfolded, run together, and see who is better, who is best. And I hope he might take the challenge. Then we can run together to see who is best. And this is a very good sign. And I'm really appreciate that with the SOYA. They are not only appreciating those who are not only on the track, but in all sports. And again, the most important is now the direction you are going to nurture the upcoming in schools. This is a great one because this is where we need all to go so that we can prepare them. We show them it is possible. It has been possible to us, it can also be possible. And they can be able to put Kenya on the map even in the future. And this is what I've been doing. On my free time, I do a lot of school visits in the country. I've been to more than 2,000 schools in this country, talking to these young ones so that they can be able to give them hope and also to tell them what they need to do for them to be successful, and also telling them on how they need to avoid like drugs, how they need to be good citizens of this country. So this is what I've been doing, and I'm very happy because I have become a close friend to the teachers in this country, whether it's private school, public school, or international schools. I've been going there. And then the other thing is about when we talk about climate change, it's real. So to see that now we are going to another direction, we need to promote this so that, because I believe when environment is conducive, that is the time you are able to beat these world records. And that is why I'm happy that we are now going to that direction to see how we can be able to safeguard our nature, our country. So I really want to support you, and wherever we go, we need to start with the young children, because I believe we can talk to them nicely. They can be, if we, right now we have almost 20 million runners in school. So if we can talk to them, and they are the people to take care of our country, and this country belongs to them. So if we support them through the climate change, we can have a nice place to live, and we not have challenges in the near future. We have seen what has been happening in our country, so we need to be up to the task. I'm very happy that on my free time, I do a lot of even the talk to the organization. I've done one with Coca-Cola, because I try to show them that what we have been preparing for us to become champions. And this, they can also work it through from where they are doing, because we need to work as a team, because if one department fails, all the other department fails. And this is how we do it with the coach, with the team, and now on your own, how we prepare ourselves before we go to this big international competition. And it has been working so well. On 28th of March, I've been invited to go to Barara Marathon through the Ministry of Tourism of Uganda and the Ministry of Sports to promote the culture after the marathon, and also to promote the marathon. So I'm still on with in the sports, not very actively like before, but I'm still pushing. Last year I did the Berlin Marathon, and I did to my best of 2 hours 32 minutes. So I'm still doing to my best. And so because I want to challenge the upcoming, that they need to work hard and they need to win clean, because it has been a big problem with our young people. So thank you very much, and keep supporting. And to the sponsors, continue supporting such an initiative, because this is where we are able to help our upcoming. When they see our people are being recognized, or those who have done it have been recognized, they will be able to work very hard. They will be able to even to do much better even than what we have done. So keep supporting, and thanks so much to Paul and the team, and even the BICE team. We really appreciate the good work we have been doing. Thank you, and I hope the 22nd SOYA Award will be one of the best ever. Thank you.
Round of applause for Henry Wanyoike, who will stay right here on stage with me for just a few more minutes as I stand next to a man who may have lost his sight but didn't lose his vision. I will call a man who has sight and has been chasing that vision. Dr. Paul Tergat, please come onto the stage. And to join him is a bank that saw the vision and decided to empower it. Lois Mwangi, Sidian Bank, please come to the stage. This is a legend making SOYA happen, one of the first winners of the SOYA Awards 21 years ago, and of course from Sidian Bank, Lois Mwangi. They will be doing the check presentation, because when you have a vision, you do need someone to empower it, and empower Sidian Bank has. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 million shillings towards SOYA, and the signature from Lois Mwangi has been penned on that check. Gives you a moment to reflect as you take your pictures. If you're like me, you have a horrible signature with no worth, or you have a great signature that's worth 2 million shillings. Thank you to Sidian Bank for supporting SOYA Awards, the 22nd edition. And thank you to Lois Mwangi and her team. And obviously to Henry Wanyoike as they take a picture, one final photo that tells the story and the journey of SOYA from the inception to the first one until this very day. However, if you're still not conversant with seeing a vision and bringing it to life, and for you seeing is believing, then I invite you to turn your attention to the screens. For more than 2 decades, the Sports Personality of the Year Award, SOYA, has celebrated Kenya's greatest champions.
It started with the likes of the great Catherine Dereba.
Year Awards, SOYA. By marathon legend Paul Tergat, it has honored the victories that inspire a nation.
If you speak with Dr. Tergat, he can give you myriads of stories of what he's been through in his life, the challenges, successes, and the amount of insight he has is unbelievable.
This was a dream that I wanted to see these awards or recognizing our sportsmen in a more dignified way. Not only seeing them as a one, because when I brought this thing, people think that, oh, it's only going to be athletics alone. But my vision and idea was bigger than that.
But the future of sport demands more than just applause. It demands opportunity. Opportunity for young athletes chasing their first dream. Opportunity for grassroots coaches shaping raw talent. And opportunity for communities where champions are born.
One of my best category, and I still love it, is the most promising category,
Yeah.
especially at the schools. This is where our talent comes from.
Yeah.
This is where the most promising, and I remember that time when we were studying, people like most promising, Rhodesia was part of it, who is competing now. Faith Kibiakon.
Now, SOYA is stepping into a new era, introducing the SOYA Academy, a bold movement turning recognition into real pathways for the next generation, mentorship for champions, support for grassroots innovation, skills that help athletes build careers beyond the finish line.
This partnership with SOYA and Homeboyz Entertainment, this is vision, and collaboration that it will take us places.
So the SOYA Academy for me is obviously going to be a game changer in the sports segment. And for us, also trying to be as visionary as we keep trying to be a cutting edge, we felt that partnering with someone like the SOYA, especially the SOYA Awards and the SOYA Academy, gives us a chance to find a space to blend both the technical side of the game and the entertainment side of it. Because all of a sudden, everything in life is becoming entertainment.
Powered by a strategic creative partnership with Homeboyz Entertainment, a trailblazing force that for over 3 decades has shaped culture, built platforms, and delivered world-class experiences across Africa. From pioneering youth and urban culture to producing some of the region's most impactful events, media, and storytelling platforms, Homeboyz brings unmatched creative depth, technical expertise, and cultural influence, making them the ideal partner to bring this vision to life.
Especially now what you're calling the creative economy. There's so many elements that contribute to the economy. So it's not just the faces here at the front of it. There's a whole support system. That's what makes an economy work.
Yeah.
So how do you enhance the support system? How do you make sure that everyone in there can specialize in a certain area and be the best at it? And so by the time you bring all these people together, they can produce something wonderful that's global, not just local.
And through a new sports media and innovation hub, athletes, creators, and storytellers will share Kenya's sporting story with the world. It is also inspired by the legendary training grounds of the Ngong Hills landscapes, which have shaped generations of champions, including Paul Terragut himself.
And also as an organization, we have been participating in the preservation and the protection of this natural.
SOYA Academy, nurturing champions, shaping futures, inspiring greatness. Thing for us is we have a man from the Ngong Social Justice and Environment Center, Mr. Sankara Nyagaya, who will be coming up now to give us or paint a picture for us to understand. You saw him in the video, and just to let you know, he did change and he's changed back. Welcome, Mr. Sankara. Round of applause to him once again.
Good morning. Good morning once again. Long live SOYA, long live. Dr. Tergat, I'm seeing some people are not saying long live. I don't know if they have a problem with SOYA, so I'm going to repeat once again. Long live SOYA, long live. Long live. Look at the lips. Long live SOYA, long live. Long live. It's such a profound honor and privilege to be here representing our community. My name is Sankara Nyagaya. I convene for the Ngong Social Justice and Environment Center, a community organization that is working primarily in the Ngong municipality, to ensure that social justice is prevailing, as well as ecological justice is also championed for. I just wanted to, activism is a greatly misinterpreted phenomenon. And I just wanted to welcome us today to also have a little experience of activism. And, we are at a center of excellence in creative economy. So I just told myself that even since the leaders of this institution are here, I'm going to also to use this opportunity to try and probably see if probably what we are doing is also part of creative economy. So I have a little spoken word that is speaking to why the center is here. And I'm inviting you to participate in this little activism with me so that you can also have an experience. So I have a spoken word that I'm also, I'm not so fine like the previous spoken word artist, but I'm hoping that we will enjoy. So it goes like this. It says, climate change and global warming. So if I stop at global warming, I'm inviting you to carry up your left fist and just answer by saying, yeah. Is that difficult? Yeah, so just say, yeah. The men with the bass and the ladies with the soprano. Are you ready? Can we give it a try? Climate change and global warming, giving us a sign and giving us a warning. Everything, Mike Rabah, you're doing well. So let us start it from the top. Climate change and global warming, giving us a sign and giving us a warning. Natural disaster is still alarming. If it doesn't rain, then drought is recurring. Too much pollution and no proper farming. Mothers are hungry, the children are starving. Yeah, I'm continuing to compose, so. Okay. Yeah, so, thank you. Yeah, so, when in the introduction of conservation through the sports, I just want to say bluntly that as a nation, we were able to see the achievements that, what the achievements of our champion here, Henry Wanyoike, was able to do in the persons living with disability. Disability is not inability. That is a nationwide campaign that stemmed out from the achievements of Henry Wanyoike. So similarly, if we are able to leverage on the power of sports as a tool for championing conservation and environment restoration, then we will be taking a very good direction. I'm very happy that as a center, when we introduced this proposal to the Tergat Foundation and also to the SOYA, through my sister Harriet, who is also a community champion that is offering her services to make sure that justice is ensured in our community. It was well received. We had warm conversations about this, about engaging athletes who are on international and global platforms to also start championing and talking about environment conservation. Because our communities are going through a lot of challenges as far as climate change is concerned. The impacts are adverse. As you've heard from the short spoken word, there is drought. We are experiencing flash floods at the moment, and these are a result of climate change. So the sporting fraternity, especially the athletes who also cannot be able to continue with their career if the air quality is poor. The athletes will not be able to participate if there is extreme weather changes. So it was a very profound honor also for the center to have this conversation with the SOYA and also the Tergat Foundation so that we can see, number one, how we can continue with the preservation.
That's where I am, and it just gave me that moment where I thought, oh my goodness, my kids, I want them to grow up in an environment and realize that I like this guy. And then you gave us a personal story with him, so yeah, that ended quickly. But a big shout out to Sankara. Of course, my goodness, you're a tough crowd, guys. It's a joyous occasion. Talk about Tough crowds. There we go. Round of applause. Thank you very much to Sankara, which then brings us to the fact that, yes, while we are celebrating these athletes, they train somewhere and they make headlines around the world while they give us pride. Pride. 100%. Chasing that prize. But they train somewhere. They need an environment where they can train. I mean, we can have great artists, we can have great athletes, but if we have nowhere for them to grow up, train, and live, then we're left with the moon and Mars, and I don't think we have the financial capabilities to go there. That's why it is important for us to appreciate and protect our environment, and we task people that we vote for to do exactly that. Next on stage is one such man, Honorable Mbiriri Mwaura, MCA, Ngong Ward, Kajiado County, to give us an affirmation remark. Another round of applause for the man in green fighting for the country to remain green.
So, distinguished guests, honored coaches, our renowned athletes, that is the sportsmen and women, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. Allow me to start by introducing myself. My name is Honorable Mbiriri Mwaura, as you have heard. I'm the MCA representing Ngong Ward, which is in Kajiado North constituency in Kajiado County. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, I am here equally to celebrate with you guys, the athletes, that not only represent good progress in our society, but also rise to the occasion when it comes to our nation. And you know, when it comes to sports, it is not all about winning. It is equally a lifestyle that teaches even our young ones back there in our communities. And that is why as leaders, we have an interest in that. And that is why when I got the invitation, I decided that at a personal level, I'm going to avail myself and be part of this congregation so that we can celebrate together, and not only celebrate, but equally come together, put our heads together, and see to it that we come up with ideas that are going to excel sports within our nation and within our communities back at the grassroots level. So having said that, I want to first and foremost take this opportunity to congratulate and to also say thank you to the organizers of this event, because this is a very critical event when it comes to sports within our nation. You know, it is from such small beginnings that bigger things come to happen. And I want to believe that now that this is my first time I'm attending SOYA event, it won't be the first and the last. It will be something that I'll come to grow into it and become a member and a partner and a good friend to this organization or institution. So Dr. Paul Tergat, this is me extending my arm or my hand into joining your organization so that we can walk this journey together. But I would also want to say that now that you've heard where I come from, that is Ngong, you've already heard from Sankara, of whom also resides in Ngong and comes from Ngong. And you can see that from the attire that we are wearing, it seems as if there's something that can be told about it, given the similarity. So I equally belong to that organization, or should I say group, that is the Ngong Social Justice and Environment Center. And as a member of that organization, I want to say that we equally look into environment as a way of uplifting our communities and also sports as well. And given that we have been blessed as a town. You know, when you speak about Eldoret, we speak about the city of champions. But when you come to Ngong, you speak about the town of champions. Because it is from that small town, it is where the hub of creating these champions begin with. Given the altitude that we have as a town, given the environment that we have, you've already heard about the Ngong Hills. There is where most of our athletes come to train. Not only here in Kenya, even international athletes visit our area for training. So knowing that, having that in mind as a leader, we have equally come up with proposals as leadership of that area to see to it through the approach and the the proposal that we got from Sankara and his team of coming to terms and also ensuring that we come up with a policy or a regulation that safeguards Ngong Hills and its environment as a high-performance training area. And we want to say it in front of each one and every one of you that as a county assembly that is in Kajiado, we are going to embrace that policy and we are going to see to it that we work on it and ensure that it comes into fruition. And it is from that we are going to ensure that that environment is secured and it is kept safe so that all our athletes can be coming there to train, and as well we ensure that we continue improving on the performance of our athletes, not only in Ngong, not only in this nation of ours, but we also believe that even the upcoming young people who are dreaming of becoming, say, like Paul Tergat and the rest. So I don't want to take much of your time. What I want to insist on is that today I would like to say that since we have different people from different organizations, I am from the government and I believe maybe there are other people from the government seated here. Apart from that, we have the private sector seated here. Apart from that, we have people from the community, just like Sankara and his team. Apart from that, we equally have other stakeholders who have an interest in sports within our nation. All I would want to ask from you is that can we come together, seek these proper partnerships that are going to see to it that when it comes to athletes and sports, we are going to elevate our sports within our country, within our regions, and the areas that we come from, so that from this partnership, we are going to make sure that we nurture talent, especially these young people who want to join or come up into sports. You know, sports nowadays is not only a talent, but it is also a way of life, and it can be said that it can be a career to a person, to an extent where it can even help in even earning something for yourself as a young man or as a young lady coming up in this sports industry. So without much ado, allow me to stop at that juncture, but equally say with my closing remarks that as a leader, I want to extend my support to this organization. But apart from that, I equally invite all stakeholders on board to come up with ideas so that as leadership, we can see to it that we come up with supporting systems. Say if it is policies, say if it is regulations, say if we need to enact a bill into an act so that at least we can safeguard sports within our areas. And with that, I want to say that we extend our hands into partnership with all of you so that we can see to it that we grow our environment and our sports within our respective communities. And finally, I also want to say that from our area, which is Ngong, recently we just had a budget allocation for our Ngong Stadium to a tune of 20 million, of which we are pushing for the implementation of the same, knowing that that is an area where many people come to train. So having said that, we equally want to ask all those people who have an interest in sports to also come on board and support this initiative. But we are not saying this coming empty-handed. We are saying this having put a budget on the same, expecting that now that we've already played our part, we can have other partners coming on board and we walk this journey together. So without much ado, thank you for the invitation, for the organizers of this event, and it is my pleasure and it is a privilege me being here with you and having this session with you so that at least going forward, as I had said earlier, we want to walk this journey together with all the sports people around here and all the partners and all the stakeholders who have an interest in sports within our community. So thank you so much, and may God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Member of the County Assembly, Ngong Ward, Kajiado County, Honorable Mbiriri Moura, giving us a taste of what has been called upon, the one that's grabbed the headlines recently, PPP. Y'all know what it means. It's all about public-private partnership, and we're seeing that encompassed right here and captured right here as he looks from the government's perspective, telling us about budgets they're fighting to set apart, and of course bills to help fight for the protection of our environment, and calling on the private sector, including the likes of Mike Rabah, to come out and also partake in, you and I included, in ensuring that this is a reality. And for a second there, I was like, wow, okay. Who's the politician, Kaplich or Honorable Mora? Because Kaplich took more time than a politician did. So that was quite entertaining to see the disparity in that one. But we love you, Kaplich, 100%. Speaking of time, over time, he has proved that this man knows business, and knows business on a level that some of us can only dream of aspiring to. The first entertainment company in Kenya, I dare say, East Africa and Africa entirely, to become a PLC. They are now trading. They are now giving us a hub that is setting the standards on what the future will look like. And for some reason, they have become part of this partnership. Recently got married, and people are like apart after got the fact that this guy got married to. The next stage, who would have even thought of getting married to him? To now, that's interesting that you've walked into this institution. It leaves me with the same thoughts as I think of Homeboyz and SOYA. I mean, interesting institutionalized partnership. How does that work? Well, the CEO and founder of Homeboyz Entertainment PLC has made things work from great music to entertainment to TV and radio, and has done it consistently over the course of years. Let's give a warm round of applause to the man upstage next, Mike Rabah.
Thank you, Chico. Good morning. It's 1 minute to noon, so it's still morning, eh? All right. Yes, all protocols observed. Thank you, Chico, for that amazing introduction. I don't know how much of that is true, but I'll accept it as is. Yeah, so my name is Mike, as intimated by Chico here, and I'm founder of Homeboyz Entertainment Group. We're a bit older than SOYA, Dr. Ari. We're actually 30 years old, yeah. Which just begs us to understand what it takes to hold or run something for a period of 21 years. It's not a small feat, yeah? So I want to first of all recognize Dr. Ari, the SOYA fraternity, Kaplich and Co., the media, partners, CDN, athletes, especially one who drives rally cars. Thank you so much for coming through. And all stakeholders present. Welcome to our facility. This is what we're calling the HitLabzz. The HitLabzz is a space we've curated to help give creatives a space to come and showcase and enhance their skill sets in any format around the creative economy. For us, the partnership with SOYA, I think for me is almost like a dream come true, you know? We've been in this industry for years, always on the backside, creating spaces where creatives can express themselves, be seen and be heard. So we are the facilitator. We've been behind the scenes creating huge platforms, supporting ideas come to life. And so for us, this is historical. This is one of our ideas, our own idea coming to life with such a historic partner. Once again, I don't want to undermine the role and the faith that Dr. Tergat has taken in partnering with Homeboyz Entertainment. Thank you so much. So this partnership brings together sport, media, and culture. What we stand for here is creating or curating spaces where ideas that have sat in incubation spaces can now be brought to life. Sports in its own right goes beyond the playing field, beyond the rally car, beyond the pitches, right? And in this current age and generation, your biggest stakeholder is your fan. Yeah, your fan is probably more important than even the referee or the judges. Sport has evolved into something bigger than what we ourselves anticipated. The fan has a huge role in creating or curating or promoting what has been put together by the athletes over the years spent designing, practicing, and running on that pitch. So realize that the fan plays such a massive role in helping propel or propagate what the athlete wants to achieve. So we're trying to find ways to make sure that the fan can engage with the sport, the discipline directly. So what we have now decided to put here in place is a campus where we'll create tools that enable the athlete to connect with the fan, all right? It enables the athlete to connect with the partners, be it sponsors, be it CDN, or who else, whoever is available in that room. And just having been in this space for under 4 months, we're already seeing the impact it really has on the community, both in sports, creative economy, artists, musicians. And so for us, I think we had totally overwhelmed by the impact it's already had in less than a couple of weeks. And one of them being hosting an event of this magnitude here, you know? Just being given the opportunity and trust to host an event that's 20 years old in a space like this, for us means loads. Having the fraternity here, having MCA coming through to see what we're doing in his ward, yeah, having CDN Bank and partners, media here, Mbaisi and team coming to appreciate what we put in place for us means a great deal. And that is, I think, just goes to demonstrate the importance of when you collaborate with a good partner, opportunities will rise. There's a lot of opportunities that are coming up, even as we sit here. We're already having discussions with some partners we never thought we'd ever actually see in this space, but they're here because of SOYA. Why SOYA for us is critical. Again, having held an event 20 plus years, celebrating and rewarding culture that, or athletes who have really stood out is commendable. And I just want to commend Dr. Tergat for thinking just beyond a one-day experience to creating a journey that will last forever. The Academy for us is a game changer, not just in sports, but in the creative arts as well. Sports creates a very huge catchment area for content creation. Right now, I think all of our kids want to become content creators, right? Which better way for them to go and experience and harvest content, but through the disciplines of sports. So sports, we've just come off the back of WRC. And Pauline, congratulations for getting that far. I know you had a misfortune, but well done. Pauline Shegu is one of the local rally drivers, and I really appreciate the effort she puts behind trying to showcase women's prowess in rallying, which is predominantly a men's sport. But what the Academy will do is going to help us identify the next Paulines of this world, all right? I know it's been a very tough journey for you to actually get behind that wheel. It's been obviously almost like a solo movement. Yeah, and we've worked with Pauline for the last couple of years, and I know what the pain she goes through to get into that vehicle. But what the Academy will do for us is going to create a pathway where we can start discovering and mentoring the next versions of Pauline, the next versions of Dr. Paul Tergat, you know, the next versions of Mike Rabah, yeah? So what the industry has lacked is a space that can actually harness all this experience in this room, create a curriculum or some kind of model that these athletes or forthcoming athletes can get this well-documented, curated for them to learn from the experience that all of us have had. So the labs you're seeing here really is a very critical engine for the movement and growth of sports and the creative economy moving forward. From where we sit, having been in the sector for more than 30 years, we know where the gaps are, we know the pains we've been through, trying to build our business, trying to turn a hobby into a business. You know, has not been easy, but somehow, with God's blessings, we managed to turn it around. Also, I just want to thank some of my staff who are behind the scenes making all this happen. That's the engine that drives the economy. So it's not just me alone, but there's a team behind me that's really been instrumental in helping us build this vision. So the Academy for us will be a very instrumental partner in giving all our the sector, especially the creative economy, opportunities to come and mine content, all right? So we hope that with the SOYA, besides the main award ceremony, we're going to produce very many small activities, and not just in Nairobi, not just in Kenya, but want to take this initiative beyond the borders, all right? That requires some brevity, requires a lot of guts and a bit of madness, which me and Dr. Paul have in common, all right? We've had some very interesting discussions, which for me have been very fulfilling, in that you find somebody who has a similar vision for what you want to achieve and where you want to push this country, yeah? Given with little you have. So I know this initiative will help attract new partners. It will help create a face and some kind of stability around this content creation. Moving forward, the award ceremony for us will be an epitome or a climax of the events we're going to produce between now and the next award ceremony. But I'll leave Dr. Paul Terga to give us a vision of what he has for the Academy. Ours is just to complement what he wants to do. We'll incubate the Academy here. We'll bring in as many partners from all over the world who have already shown interest with what we're doing now. And hopefully, this initiative will grow beyond, well beyond us. So I just want to say thank you for coming through. I want to say thank you for believing in Dr.'s dream. And also, I just want to ask you, before you leave, we can take you on a tour of the spaces so you can get a chance to see what is available. The way it's been structured, we're trying to make this space as accessible to any creative as possible. So costs around accessing recording studios, podcast studios, this rehearsal space have been highly, highly subsidized. So we're right now also looking for partners who can help us also make it literally free for anyone who's got an idea to walk in here and implement the art form, all right? So we'll be making other announcements in the next couple of weeks, just to announce who also our partners are beyond just SOYA, with the other partners who are very interested in supporting this initiative. So one more time, I want to just thank my team that's put this together: Cynthia, Tobias, Omosh, Jakadawa, Harriet. I can mention all of them. But yeah, there's a very young team of people who have been mentored by ourselves to help now put together this kind of events. And we're building that team even wider because within the next 1 year, we'll be producing at least 1,000 events a year, all right? And that's a promise. Last year, we produced 500 events a year. This year, we want to do 1,000. And those events are only put together by the teams behind the scenes, and it's how you help build their capacity. And each of those events just becomes a platform for content creation. So our content creators will be tapping a lot from what we're producing here. And so I hope by the next time we're doing SOYA, there'll be a marked difference with what you see. Thank you very much.
Mike Rabah, CEO and founder of Homeboyz Entertainment PLC. Peter Quest, senior official, Kenya School of Government, has joined us. I just wanted to welcome him and appreciate his presence. You've heard from that founder. There he is, Karibu Sana. You've heard from Mike Rabah, and it's perked your thoughts about everything we've spoken about. Transition and change is happening at SOYA, the SOYA Academy. Quite interesting. Up on stage coming next is a man who is not alien to transition. Whether it's from transitioning of holding that marathon title record for about 5 years to no longer holding it, or transitioning from bachelor to married, married to father, father to grandfather, he has remained true to some core principles, which are the principles of SOYA Academy right now. Is it about the future and the youth coming in? Father, grandfather, yes. Is it about the environment? You can ask his daughters. They grew up on the farm and dealing with the environment, taking walks with dad in nature and hearing his obnoxious stories on how successful he has become and how they have such a high target to reach. Or if it's about entertainment, well, he has some daughters and grandchildren, 4. If you know anything about these kids, they have a different taste in terms of music and entertainment and how they deal with social media. His daughters have a different generational touch on it as well. I know Harriet personally, and I know she works hard, but when it's time to enjoy an entertainment, whether it's music or movies, she does that as well. So he understands that this vision coming to life will require hard work. But hard work has been his motto throughout his life. A round of applause from one founder to another. One of Homeboyz Entertainment PLC to the man who had a vision, a dream, and has been chasing it all through the SOYA Awards, moving to the SOYA Academy. A round of applause for Dr. Paul Terragut. Oh, you can be faster than that. I used to watch you in my day.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. What a fantastic introduction that you have put by the MC. First of all, I want to thank all of you for sacrificing your time to be able to join us this morning, especially in terms of launching this event. So I want maybe to recognize Madam Beth Wamalwa, the Deputy Sports Director from the State Department of Sports, my friend Mike Rabah, Homeboyz Entertainment CEO, and our host today, Lois Mwangi. Thank you so much for being one of our partners. Great one. Thank you so much. Lois Mwangi, she's head of branches at the Sydian Bank. My fellow champion, my brother, Henry Wanyuike, and athlete representative, Honorable Mbiriri Mwaura, MCA, Ngong in Kajiado County, a strong team from the Ngong Social Justice and Environment Center. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate even your remarks here today. It means a lot when it comes to sports. Distinguished SOYA partners who are present this afternoon, Sports Federation officials are present, SOYA panel, led by the chair, Chris Baisi, members of the Fourth Estate, our media, friends of sport, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Allow me to begin by thanking you all for being here today. Your presence is a strong affirmation of a special place we all attach to sports beyond competition as a force of unity, inspiration, and transformation. I would like to salute with tremendous gratitude our partners represented here today for your belief in the vision of SOYA through your generous sponsorships. Over 2 decades ago, as you just heard what Gablich just said, I started the SOYA Awards with the intent to recognize and honor the excellence of our athletes. I stand amazed and most fulfilled to know that over the years, this awards program has become Kenya's most respected platform for celebrating the men and women who sacrifice, discipline, resilience, and commitment has favorably positioned our national flag as a nation globally. But more than that, SOYA has always stood for values. Values of artwork, integrity, working together, and the belief that sports shapes society. With this in mind, and as the world of sports continues to evolve, we too must also evolve in tandem with the current world that we are living in now. And so, while recognition remains important, it is no longer enough. That is why today we are taking SOYA into its next chapter. We are integrating an earned service delivery through SOYA on the award ceremony, a platform that brings together mentorship, creativity, media. From the SOYA conversations to the Media Lab and Innovation Hub, we are creating a space where the next generation can learn, grow, and find their voice. For me, this is not just a vision that I speak about. It is one that just like SOYA itself over the years, I'm committed to walk that talk. And I'm proud that this channel now makes the next generation the energetic, innovative, and dynamic young people who are ready to venture into uncharted territories as an integrated part of this exciting new phase to drive SOYA's renewed strategy. As we mentor and prepare to earn most of whatever that we are doing, we are looking forward to make sure that this new generation are actually prepared to take over and learn more to be independent and take the next steps that they want to achieve in their lives. So I want to say that this is to ensure that SOYA remains rooted in legacy, but also future learning and relevant. So ladies and gentlemen, as we step into the new space, we recognize that we need to work together with partners with shared aspirations and alignment like the ones above and more to come. Towards this end, permit me to shed light on our partnership with Homeboyz Entertainment. This is a collaboration that brings the SOYA Academy to life. As they hosted us this morning, HitLabzz represents more than just a venue. It is a creative hub, as I said before, a space where young people express themselves, where sport and creative economy finds convergence in meaningful ways. We have also heard today about the importance of protecting spaces like what the MC and the team from Ngong just said, protecting space like Ngong Hills. These are not just the landscapes, they are parts of our sporting heritage. Many athletes, including myself, have trained in this environment, very important place, and I believe that going forward, I'm encouraging you to make sure that you support this place. So I want to say that under our 2025-2030 strategy, we see SOYA go into the East Africa region, and I believe that by working together, this is going to be a very major opportunity. Our brother also will be here as our guest. Aile will be participating in this event. We have others also, the world champion from Tokyo Championships. Our neighbor from Tanzania will be joining us. So I want to say that we want to make sure that we grow this event to be a more inclusive also regionally. Because African excellence deserves African platforms, as I said again, that we are looking forward to see to it that we reach out a bit more in the near future. So my friends, I wish to invite you and others not here today, our partners, stakeholders, and friends, to walk this journey with us together. There is a role for each of us or each of you to play in shaping the future of sports in our nation, not just for today's athletes, but for the generations to come. So thank you very much, and I want to encourage you again, as Mr. Abaja said earlier, let us work together to see to it that we make a difference. This is just only our words, but we want to see that we become actively throughout the year in terms of supporting our sportsmen and women. So in this regards, I want to say again, thank you very much, and proud that you are all here because we believe in this cause that we started together many years ago. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Round of applause for Dr. Paul Tergat. For the record, I have receipts to show. The last SOYA, I was there, and he took a picture with my son, which my son has raved about throughout, so we all have a personal story. Thanks very much. But finally, we come to the final speech of the day, and this one comes from the government of the day. There is nothing that you could do without government support. It is important, it's an imperative for them to be on your side. And when it comes to this unbelievable venture, this vision coming alive, the government of Kenya has been hand in hand with SOYA, and it continues down that journey now with Homeboyz Entertainment PLC joining in. A round of applause for Ms. Beth Wamalwa, Deputy Director, Sports, State Department for Sports, coming onto the stage as the final speech before we do what Beyonce sang, put a ring on it in terms of Mike Rabah and the doctor. Welcome, Ms. Beth Wamalwa.
Thank you, MC. You know, I was really waiting and anxiously waiting to hear how you're going to introduce me with those beautiful words. I was really waiting for that.
Well, I'll tell you this, a beautiful woman does not need beautiful words to be introduced, ma'am.
Dr. Paul Tergat, congratulations. I have to begin by saying 22 years and still going. Congratulations. It's not very easy to find a single man who has picked a vision and through holds on to it. 22 years. Congratulations. This is amazing. And your team, Kaplich and the rest, congratulations for supporting this dream. Congratulations for everything you have done. And you have a beautiful daughter in Harriet. Harriet, vile Waswahili husema ulijizaa. That girl, she has a beautiful spirit. I have worked with her, we have worked with her in the ministry, and you have Harriet, everything will move smoothly, and she will deliver. So, all the partners that are here, and those that are outside but are partnering with SOYA, all the sponsors, all the stakeholders, the sportsmen, and the organizing team behind Dr. Paul and Homeboyz. Mike Rabba is also an amazing man and a friend of the ministry. We have worked with him and his work is super. Congratulations for the 30 years of holding this entertainment industry. That is amazing. And invited guests, friends, and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm sure there's lunch. I'm Aje Daktari. People are responding like they are hungry. So my name is Beth, or Elizabeth, if you can't say Beth. But Beth is short and faster and sweet, of course. So I'm Beth Wamalwa, your teach, Deputy Director Sports. And I'm here to represent the Cabinet Secretary, Sports, and the Principal Secretary from the State Department for Sports. Mr. Evan Sachoki, who is our Secretary Administration, would have been here, but he got an urgent task that he was given by the Cabinet Secretary, and he had to undertake that. I'm here with a few officers from the ministry. Melissa and Kezia, please stand. Melissa and Kezia are part of the sports family, so they decided to join us today here. Thank you. Pauline Shegu, I'm happy to see you, my sister. Come up. Come. Pauline Shegu has been a colleague of mine before she went back to the Wales. And as she comes, this man Sankara, when people are picking momentum and enjoying the hey, yay, and you say, I'm still composing, when you've just started enjoying, and you say, I'm still composing, please finish that poem before 10th. Yeah? Pauline Shegu, it's good to see you here. Please say hi to these people, and let's hear whether you'll also come up with the Women's SOYA Awards in this Kenya. We are looking for ladies who will take up the sporting and entertainment. Do you know Pauline Shegu? Do you know what she does? Somebody says, Do you know what she does? She's a rally driver. Yeah? It's amazing. She's such an inspiration. Please say hi.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Daktari Tergat, CEO, Mike Rabba, Madam Elizabeth, thank you so much for this opportunity. Not forgetting my super navigator, Lynette Ayuko, who is here with me. Thank you. Madam Shiveka, whom I worked with many years at KBC. All protocol observed. Yes, you've heard my name is Pauline Shegu. I'm a professional safari rally driver. I just finished my rally last week. Unfortunately, we got stoned, but I'd qualified for the finals on Sunday. You could have seen me on the podium. But now the rowdy spectators decided to cut short my competition. But I was born never to give up, and I will never give up. That was just a test for me. I'm back strong, so hopefully ARC is waiting, Africa Rally Championship, and the next WRC Safari Rally. I'm still here because I'm here to fight for women and to inspire more young women and ladies to partake this journey. I worked with Madam Elizabeth at the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports as the Director of Sports, Director of Communication under the Cabinet Secretary's office. But being a government officer, I had to go back to my former employer, which is the energy sector. I'm at the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. I work for the energy, the GDC, Geothermal Development Company, and my co-driver, Lynette, works for the petroleum, Kenya Pipeline Company. So we are both under the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, representing our mother ministry. And you see, during rally, we passed through the energy sector. So we appreciate your support. Thank you so much, Daktari Tergat. Mine here is just to appeal that next time SOYA include motorsport. We are also athletes, and I'm here as a friend of SOYA. So I'm hoping that next time, rally drivers, myself and the rest of the rally drivers and navigators will be part of the SOYA. We are going with you. We are not leaving you behind. I am holding your jacket until you are put in this SOYA thing. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support, and for the media fraternity for always pushing our narrative. Thank you so much, Madam Elizabeth, for this opportunity. God bless you all.
And of course, you will win the award. Unajipigia debe. My assignment here is very easy. I have a speech that I have to read on behalf of my bosses. So whatever I'm giving you is the voice of the ministry. Government officers present, Dr. Paul Tergat, the founder of SOYA, partners and sponsors, sports federations present, distinguished athletes, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to begin by conveying greetings from the leadership of the ministry, Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Salim Vuria, and Principal Secretary, Elijah Mwangi, who are out on an official assignment, so they were not able to come. But I believe on 10th, Daktari, they will be with you. And to thank the organizers of the Sports Personality of the Year Awards for bringing us together this day. We are pleased to join you as SOYA unveils the 22nd Gala Awards and charts a bold new path through the SOYA Academy, and congratulations for that academy, and its 2025-2030 strategic vision. For over 2 decades, SOYA has played a critical role in recognizing and celebrating Kenya's sporting excellence, achievements that continue to position Kenya as a global powerhouse in sport. As government, we recognize and appreciate the role that such institutions play in complementing national efforts to promote sport, nurture talent, and inspire the next generation. We affirm our partnership with SOYA, and we will continue to do so as part of our commitment to recognizing and rewarding excellence in sport. So the ministry is with you, bumper to bumper, every year as SOYA awards come on board. Through the Sports Fund and Kenya Academy of Sports, we will continue strengthening this collaboration as we nurture the next generation of talent. What we are witnessing here today is the true epitome of sport and the creative arts coming together to leverage each other as a formidable platform for development. This integration speaks directly to the future of our youth, where talent is nurtured holistically and opportunities extend beyond the field of play. The Sports for Conservation agenda, particularly the focus on Ngong Hills, and congratulations MCA I was very inspired by your talk, and please support that initiative over and over. This is an initiative that we support as it recognizes the importance of preserving our natural environments, not only as ecological assets, but also as critical spaces for training, recreation, and community engagement, which is in line with the government of Kenya's national commitment to plant 15 billion trees by the year 2032, a bold step towards restoring our ecosystems and securing a sustainable future. We therefore, as the ministry and as government, welcome initiatives such as this that bring together sport, community, and conservation in a meaningful way. Kenya is also preparing to play a significant role on the continental stage by co-hosting the Pamoja Africa Cup of Nations 2027 with Tanzania and Uganda. This is a historic opportunity for our region, not only to showcase our capacity to host major global sporting events, but also to strengthen regional integration, infrastructure development, and youth engagement through sport. Initiatives such as SOYA, which promote building of strong foundations for talent development and regional collaboration, will play an important role in this broader journey. We congratulate the proposed initiative of expanding SOYA into East Africa. Congratulations, that is a credible initiative. It's very commendable. Regional collaboration is key to unlocking the full potential of sport as a driver of economic growth, social cohesion, and international cooperation and collaboration. Finally, as we come to the close of today's program, I wish to reaffirm the government and especially the ministry, and for that matter, the State Department for Sports, continued support for initiatives such as this that advance the development of sport in Kenya and across the globe. What we are witnessing today is more than a launch, but a clear demonstration of the direction we must take as a country. A direction where sport, the creative arts, and community come together as one ecosystem, unlocking opportunity, nurturing talent, and driving sustainable development. On behalf of the State Department for Sports and the ministry at large, I thank all the partners, sponsors, stakeholders, organizers, and the media for your continued support. We look forward to the 22nd SOYA Gala Awards on 10th of April 2026. Daktari, please keep as many seats for the ministry as you can, many, because we will come a number. Congratulations, thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Round of applause for Madam Beth Omalwa as the Deputy Director of Sports, the State Department for Sports, and we are honored by her resilient show of support. And like you heard the lady, Daktari, keep many seats for the government and the ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for your patience from the get-go to now where we are wrapping this up. As you can see, the table is about to be set up because we are about to sign the MOU. But before we do, from Mukami and the conservation fight to Zuhura and the business angle, including Lois Mwangi, some of the amazing journalists that I've seen working in journalism, Shiko and Lynn, whether it's in the government, Harriet, so many women doing an amazing job. Ladies, could you please stand up wherever you are? You do not need this, but you have earned it. So I'll ask you to stand. If you're ladies, stand up wherever you are, right here, right now, because we would like to applaud you and appreciate you for the job that you are doing. It may be one day in a month that we acknowledge you, but it's not something that you need. It's something that you have earned. We appreciate you and congratulate you, and happy International Women's Month. Gentlemen, no favors being done. They've earned it. Thank you, ladies. You may have your beautiful seats. And now the table is set, and we delve into the official MOU signing together to bring to life unified vision. May I ask the gentleman to... Founder, CEO, Homeboyz Entertainment PLC, micro... Founder, visionary, legend himself, Dr. Paul Terragut, man who has brought to life SOYA Awards. Now, the awkward, Yashinsky comes to mind. In my mind, is where you spend most of your time. So many signs say, he yet to need perfect design, and I think this is microbody, radio, breathing hard to change culture and perception of the youth. To a man sitting on his left, man who breathed hard to be a father, breathed hard to fight for an entertainment, hard to be a father, breathed hard to fight for an entertainment, for the environment, breathed hard to win those titles for his beloved nation, breathed hard to bring the SOYA Awards to life, and continues to fade away and grows and changes with the time. Gentlemen, as you sign that, consider this our show of affection, not being here just to celebrate you and support you, but to hold your hands, considering how hard you have worked, so you can understand now we breathe hard. But to hold your hands, considering how hard you have worked, so you can understand now we breathe hard together. Big shout out to Dominion. Man, he gave me a punchline. And with those two signatures, which have so much worth to them, a partnership is formed, a vision is expanded, a dream is on its way to becoming reality. Ladies and gentlemen, the signing of the strategic partnership MOU between SOYA Awards and Homeboyz Entertainment PLC is a reality. Awards and Homeboyz Entertainment PLC is a reality, and you can take your photos so you can breathe in this moment and say you were part of history. History has been made. Reality is being achieved. Mike Rabah and Dr. Paul Terragut, hand in hand with the future. Thank you, gentlemen. And that wraps up our afternoon, but there's no way you can go on International Women's Day without ending it with a woman who has been hard at work to ensure this comes to life. Sleepless days, even more sleepless nights. Round of applause for the vote of thanks, Cynthia. Cynthia Adhiambo coming. Thank you for your hard work, and thank you for your hosting and welcoming. Introducing her, and she's still hard at work telling me what we need to do.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. On behalf of Homeboyz Entertainment PLC and our partners, the Sports Personality of the Year Awards, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to everyone that has joined us here today. To our chief guest and distinguished representatives from government, thank you for your continued support in advancing sports as a pillar of national development. To our athletes, our inspiration and the heart of everything SOYA, thank you for your dedication, your discipline, and for flying the Kenyan flag high. To our partners, our sponsors, and stakeholders across the sports and creative ecosystem. We deeply appreciate your belief in this shared vision. And to the media, thank you for amplifying the stories and helping us shape the narrative of sports, culture, and impact in Kenya and beyond. A special thank you to Dr. Paul Tergat for his enduring vision, and to the SOYA partners who have shaped what SOYA is and what it continues to be. Special recognition to Mr. Mike Rabah, my boss, for the partnership that is setting the stage for this exciting new chapter. As we look ahead, we are inspired by the possibilities that the SOYA Academy and this collaboration will unlock, not just for sports, but for the youth, creatives, and the future of our continent. Thank you all for being part of this moment, and we look forward to engaging you further during the media sessions. Have a wonderful day.
Cynthia Odhiambo, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote, folks. Thank you for coming through. Now that we have the vision, now that the journey has begun, how about we wrap it up by getting out there and making it a reality? It is the SOYA Academy, nurturing champions, shaping futures, and of course, inspiring greatness that will be shown through you. That's it. Thank you. It's been an honor. Have a great one. For the Fourth Estate, those who missed out on the photo opportunities of the check. Oh, we're done. Should I give a moment to clap? Oh, sorry. There we go. That's all she wrote. Okay, great. Now that we've had that done, I will ask Ms. Lois Mwangi to come up here together with Daktari, because we want to get those photos one more time of that check hand over, courtesy of the Fourth Estate, who will be the tool we use to spread the message out there. For the rest of us, lunch is served. Lunch, breakfast, brunch. Enjoy yourself. Mingle. Talk about that vision. Let us know how you're going to play a part. And ladies, go out there and do what you do. Do you?